RAM and ROM. So we discussed about a CPU, then we'll discuss about a RAM and ROM. What is RAM? Random access memory. ROM, read-only memory. RAM and ROMs are primary memories. RAM and ROM are primary memories. The secondary memories are hard disk, CD-RAM, floppy disk, okay, the pen drives. These are all secondary memories. Primary memories are RAM and ROM. And most common question, difference between RAM and ROM. Most common question. Okay. So what is RAM? Random access memory. ROM, read-only memory. RAM store data temporarily. RAM store data temporarily. ROM data is permanent. So RAM is an example of volatile memory. RAM is an example of volatile memory. ROM is an example of non-volatile memory. ROM is an example of non-volatile memory. Okay. What is meant by volatile memory? The power of your system, data in the RAM will automatically gone. That is called volatile memory. Non-volatile memory, you shut down your system. Okay, still data will be same, remains in the device. That is called a non-volatile memory. Examples of non-volatile memory. ROM is one example. Of course, what are others? Hard disks, SSDs, pen drives, SD cards. These are all non-volatile devices only. Okay, non-volatile devices only. Okay, again, guys, RAM is a volatile memory. It never stores data, but it's a temporary memory. But when I say volatile memory, when power is off, then data is gone. But really say, I open this browser. Browser is an application, and application related data means data instructions will load it to your RAM, RAM to processor, processor to RAM. If I close this browser, this data and instructions will be erased from your RAM. No need of shut down your PC. Okay, once you close your application, documents, pictures, automatically that related data in the RAM automatically it is gone. It's never store any data permanently. It is only for processing purpose. RAM is actually load the data from IO devices and give it to the system. It's like only for processing purpose. And these RAMs is changeable. We can remove the RAM. We can add a new RAM. We can replace the RAM. Okay, we can do that one. So RAM is like we can insert new RAM or we can replace the RAM or remove the RAM things. We can do it. But ROM is not like that. It is fixed chip on your motherboard. ROM is a fixed chip on motherboard. You cannot like you can go motherboard and remove ROM and put another ROM. It's not like that. Okay, it is mostly fixed chip on motherboard. Only some places, only in certain conditions only, they're going to change your ROM chip only in specific conditions in some places. Not we can't do it that way. Not a normal any technician also cannot. Only chip level people may require based on that. If your BIOS chip is corrupted, then they will change it. Okay. RAM is always measured in a size wise. 2 GB RAM, 4 GB RAM, 8 GB RAM, 16 GB RAM like that. But ROM never we discuss with a size wise because it's a fixed one. So there is no increasing of ROM space or RAM like that. It is not there. Okay. So there are no sizes for ROM chip. RAM is having a sizes. Guys, understand the differences? RAM and ROM differences? Okay. So RAM is also called as main memory or physical memory. So RAM is one of the primary memories. Okay. So RAM is also called as main memory or physical memory. Some places it shows only memory. Some places they will show like this: main memory, physical memory, total memory. All are belongs to RAM only. RAM store data and instructions temporarily. It's a RAM is an example of volatile memory. Next. These RAMs are two types of RAMs are there: static RAM and dynamic RAM. So SRAM, DRAM. Okay, two types of RAMs are there. SRAMs are generally faster. Okay, faster because they use pure form of this CMOS transistors inside. So it is very faster and very costly. And then this is used for a cached memory, which is built inside of your CPU. Already we tried diagram, right? So this SRAMs are used as a cache memories, which is inside of your CPU itself. So that is not our RAM anyway, okay? Which is inside already CPU. We don't worry about it. And dynamic RAMs, this is what our RAMs is. These different dynamic RAMs are there, like a DRAM, ECC RAM, EDO RAM, VRAM. VRAM means here it is video RAM, video RAM, okay? Not virtual RAM, it is video RAM. Next. DRAM further developed into SDRAM, synchronous dynamic RAM. Synchronous dynamic RAM. DDR, another RAM is DDR type of RAM. So synchronous dynamic RAM, double data rate. Next version of SDRAM is DDR-SDRAM. So double data rate. Then DDR2, DDR3, DDR4 came, DDR5 is also came into the market. Okay. So there are certain systems, certain processors, newer the processors, certain processors support DDR5, some are supporting DDR4. So currently in market, DDR4 and DDR5 are in the market. Okay. So these are the different types of RAMs. Got it, guys? RAM and ROM differences about RAM, main memory, physical memory, different types of RAMs.
Sir,
Certain,
is video them a graphic card or something else?
yeah, it's like a graphic card related concept, but graphic card is not just the RAM because graphic card contains both processor, RAM also there inside, and IO controller. Okay.
Then what does VRAM do?
Video RAM. We are not
What
using,
does it?
but so for video processing, video kind of data processing purpose. We don't use that one. Maybe it is integrated inside your graphic card. Because graphic card itself contains both the things. Want to buy a graphic card? On the graphic card itself, there is a processor, RAM, maybe that RAM, maybe video RAM. We don't, we don't do that one. Means like it is even if you go to the details also, it will show us. Um, it's a low cost one. So we'll go some medium cost. See, graphic RAM size is 6 GB. GPU, graphical processor unit. Because whatever the inside of this graphic card, it's a processor only, but we don't call them as a processor. We call them as a GPU, graphical processing unit. Computer CPU, central processing unit. So for graphic card, it is GPU, graphical processor. This is a graphical processor. This is a graphical RAM. Maybe this is our video RAM itself. Okay.
Okay, sir.
This 16 GB DDR6 GDDR. See, it's not DDR, it's GDDR. 16 GB graphic card. So graphic card also measured like this only. Video memory. Okay, that part. That very good. So we got one point, that is the graphic card is, so the processor in the graphic card we call as GPU, graphical processing unit. Graphic card, it contains the processor, and RAM also, video RAM is also there inside for video memory purpose. Okay. Very good. So now when you want to buy a RAM, or you want to replace the RAM, or you want to change the RAM, you want to know about your RAM, what are the things you have to check it? Like just before, like we've seen about CPU, like CPU bit is there, CPU clock speed is there, CPU architecture 32-bit or 64-bit CPU. Okay, clock speed 1 gigahertz or 2 gigahertz processor, like that's like speed we assume clock speed, number of cores, number of threads or logical processors, cache memories, virtualization technology support is there or not. So like for CPU we see, same for RAM. RAM is always first important. For CPU, first important is speed, means clock speed. RAM is first is a size. Size of RAM increases, speed of system performance increases. Size of RAM increases, system performance increases. CPU clock speed increases, system performance increases. Okay, just like that only. Next, even RAM is also having a certain clock speed. Clock speed means with that speed, data is transmitting from RAM to processor, processor to RAM, RAM to IO devices to RAM. With a certain clock speed, it will send data. So that is the speed, clock speed. And RAM models, DDR3 model, DDR4 model. Right now in the market, DDR4 and DDR5 are there in the market. Okay, not older one. Okay. And different voltage level, operating voltage of RAM is also there. Some are operate with 1.5 volts only, some are required more than that voltage. Yes. Okay, so when you want to buy a RAM, so compulsory check. Okay, this size, first of all, always check it is this size. Then the clock speed. And for your processor, this speed is suitable or not. For this processor, the speed is suitable or not. That is also you have to check it. So different processor, different speed. So I'm going to 5. This different speed, you can see different clock speed is there. If this model and this speed are suitable for your processor or not. Based on that only, you have to decide what RAM you have to buy it. Okay. So RAM specifications are sizes, speed means clock speed measured in megahertz, model DDR3, DDR4, DDR5, mainly DDR4 or DDR5 right now. Okay, voltage level, operating voltage levels also there. Here it is. You want to replace or upgrade your RAM. For example, your laptop having a 4 GB RAM. Now you want to add a extra 4 GB. So then it become 8 GB. So your system performance increases. Why to add a more RAM? To increase your performance. Or you want to run more tasks in your system. Then you need a more RAM capacity to run it, right? So you want to increase it. Or your older RAM is not at all working. You want to replace with a new RAM. Our older RAM is only 4 GB. You want to replace with the 8 GB RAM or 16 GB RAM on Saturn. So what are the things you have to check it first? First important is, depends upon your CPU, how much RAM capacity you can use it. For example, your CPU is supporting 32 GB RAM. So you can add up to 32 GB to your system. Your CPU is a water system support only for a 8 GB, 16 GB only. But already you are having 4 GB, you want to add another extra 8 GB. Now it has become 12 GB. But your system is supporting up to 8 GB only. You cannot upgrade, right? So you want to upgrade or replace, compulsory check CPU based on it. Means size support, CPU based, how much size it will support, CPU size support, speed related support, memory type support is also important. So how much size means 16 GB RAM will support for the CPU. Okay, maximum capacity, see the 16 GB or 32 GB or 8 GB size of RAM, we should say. Speed 2666 or 3200 megahertz or 5400 megahertz, 5500 megahertz. Okay, so 1366 megahertz, 2400 megahertz. Depends upon CPU. So you go to the CPU details there. So RAM supporting frequencies, front side bus frequencies indicated. Speed support is also important. Memory type is processor supporting DDR3 or DDR4 or DDR5. You should understand and then only you can install it. Another one is your motherboard. On motherboard, number of slots are there. Already 2 slots are filled. I don't have any slot. Now I want to add extra RAM. I can't put it. Okay. For example, I have a 4 RAM slots. I can put up to 4 RAMs inside. So I can increase my RAM capacity. Okay. Type means certain motherboards support certain type of RAMs only. Some motherboards only support certain type of RAMs only. Okay. So depends upon your RAM motherboard. Sorry. Depends upon a motherboard. Also, whether you want to insert DDR4 or DDR5, you have to select it. Okay. So you go to a motherboard. For example, you take this motherboard. Okay. So it contains 2 RAM slots. This is a processor socket, the square one, and these bars are RAM slots. Okay, RAM slots. DDR4 supporting one. I want to insert DDR3 in it or DDR5 in it. It won't support. It support only DDR4. That's a slot type also is important one. Frequencies matching between them. Okay, old RAM and new RAM means already 4 GB RAM is there. You are adding another 4 GB. Between these two RAMs, that frequency is matched or not, also important. Check with the old RAM details and we can follow the same details on new RAM. So older one is DDR4 and add DDR4 type to it. Okay, check with old RAM. Next, voltage levels. Different RAMs having different voltage levels. Some are 3 volts, some are 1.5 volts. For example, your laptop is you want to upgrade. You are already having 4 GB. You want to add 8 GB to it, so it becomes 12 GB. Okay, you went to the shop and you want extra 8 GB there. Then you are asked what is voltage level, what model you want it, what RAM model you want it, what voltage level it is. So you have to open your cabinet, show them your old RAM, then it's specified what type of operating voltage and RAM type. So based on that, you can use the new RAM. That's why I written. Try to match with the old RAM details. Okay. Guys, understand to upgrade or replace the RAM. What are the things you have to check it? CPU support and motherboard support things you have to check, like size wise, speed wise, type wise, slot wise, number of slot wise. voltage levels. Understand this part? RAM specifications, upgrade and replace. No one is speaking. Okay. Guys, different packages of RAMs are there. DIP means it look like a IC only. DIP RAMs means it look like a simple IC only. Okay. It's like this IC. It is also used not in our computer kind of stuff, but when you do this, what we can say, some boards, bare boards are there, na? Like IoT boards. So on the board itself, it contains some RAM chips, ROM chips on it itself. Okay, that time mostly there it is. This type of ICs they use it. Okay, that's a DIP type. Next is single inline module, single inline memory module. So this is look like this one only, but little different. Means the pin configuration is different in single inline memory modules. Then dual inline memory modules are came because RAM capacities are increasing, more chips, more connectivity, more data transmission is increasing. So different pins are came, different pin sizes are there. So single inline memory module cannot handle because it become very big. Okay, single inline memory module means, for example, you have a RAM with a 70 pins in it, 70 pin, 70 pin RAM. So one edge of RAM start with here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and last one is 70. And back side, again, this is 70, right? So like if you flip it in a backside, again 1 to 70 means this pin and backside pin is same because that time it is very small RAMs, single inline memory modules, number of pins are very less. Now it is more RAM capacity, higher RAM sizes, faster means more data it is to give and take it. So more pins are increased. Okay, more pins means, yeah, one side of the RAM, for example, you take 240 pin RAM. 240 pin RAM means one side 1 to 120, other side 121 to 240, other side. So it's different pin configurations. So whatsoever it is, guys, don't worry about pin configuration. Remember these 2 points once again. DIMM, dual inline memory module, used for a desktop purpose. Used for a desktop. This is the dual inline memory module. This is our desktop motherboard. The guy is inserting into the RAM slots. That is action is doing. This is the RAM. Dual inline memory module, DIMM, is used for desktop purpose. Next one is SODIMM. SODIMM means small outline dual inline memory module. SODIMM. Used for laptops and mini PCs. For your laptop, the SODIMM type of RAMs are used. For laptop, SODIMM type of RAMs are used. Okay. So it is laptop memories. It is smaller size. It's a SODIMM package. It's a desktop size, big DIMM packages. Okay. So that is what I'm trying to say is SODIMM is for laptop, DIMM is for desktop. Then what is this RIM? Rambus inline memory module. So these are RIM type of pins only. Okay, it contains a heat sink on the RAM, mainly used in a servers. Server 24/7 it has to run. So means RAM also getting heated. Not only CPU, RAM also will get heated. If it is overheated, it will going to be damaged. So heat sink is on the RAM to prevent from overheating. Mainly used in a some sensitive systems, heavy loading systems, servers using this RIM packages. Each RAM with the different pin configurations means number of pins difference and notch difference. Notch means this small point is there now, that is called notch difference. Between one RAM to another RAM. Number of pins and notches differ from one RAM to another RAM. So this is desktop RAM, this is laptop RAM. DIMM, SODIMM. Okay, guys, understand? Packages, RAM, sodium, DIMM.
Yes, sir.
Next. In case, actually, I've written properly here. Properly means that I think I changed it. No, I didn't change anything. Same diagram. Okay. I have written something, but actually written finally, but I not written the way I usually will write. Right. Again, the RAM. So when it is in mainly in desktops or laptop also, lot of dust will go inside. So this dust will form on the RAM edges or RAM slots. So what happened? Because of the dust, improper contact. First point. Second, you are moving your desktop or laptop more randomly. So then it may got some loose connectivity, or you are remove the RAM and not inserted properly, or RAM is failed, RAM is not working. So what happened? So this system throwing an error. System show a blank screen. System shows a blank screen. Blank screen means nothing on the screen. Blank screen. You may hear a continuous beep sounds. Okay, but nothing on the screen. Power LED is blinking means power supply is there, but on monitor nothing is shown. Not even a no signal error. Okay, mostly people think it is RAM related. So maybe because of RAM got a dust formation on it, or RAM slots got a dust, RAM lose connectivity, the RAM failure. So you have to check it. Open the cabinet, disconnect all the power supplies, remove the RAM, clean RAM edges. The eraser is generally people do it, okay, and reinsert it back. Try to clean the RAM tracks also using some hand blowers. RAM slots, clean it with a hand blower, okay. Reinsert the RAM and try it. Still not working, so try with a different RAM or try this RAM into other system. So maybe incompatible or uncompatible things are happening. Okay, so this is the point. So when your system is showing blank screen or black screen, power LED is on, but nothing on your screen. Now keyboard LED is not blinking. So it means it's RAM related. Possibility is RAM related. So open the cabinet, clean the RAM edges, clean the RAM slots, insert the RAM, try again, or cross verify the RAM with other RAM. Okay, this is the diagram already I told guys. So CPU, RAM, I/O controllers. I/O controller is maintaining your I/O devices like keyboard, mouse, pointer devices, hard disk, monitors, all devices are I/O network, all these things devices. Each device having some I/O memory addressing. Okay, I/O controller addressing is also there. Okay. So whenever this someone like if I press the key on the keyboard, so that will go to I/O controller. I/O controller, that instruction go to that RAM. RAM to catchy to CPU. CPU process it and give it to the catchy to RAM. RAM to I/O controller. Then it will forward to that action related things. Okay. So earlier days we have two additional chips. Okay. One is North Bridge. Now it is next is South Bridge. So nowadays, most of the desktops they are doing is they will combine this north and south bridge as a single one. Some are still following the old one. Okay. So this north bridge is to make a communication, control a communication between CPU and RAM. South bridge is control a communication between south bridge is used to control communication between your RAM and I/O controller and I/O devices or peripheral communication. Okay, guys, this is about a RAM. Understand RAM and ROM differences, about RAM specifications and troubleshooting.
Yes.
And we'll discuss ROM first. ROM, read-only memory. ROM is read-only memory. Okay. So whenever the manufacturing ROM chip, that instruction by the circuit itself, built-in circuit itself, already instructions are built inside. So you cannot change any of those instructions. You can't remove it or you cannot able to change it. Okay. That is our ROM chip. It's fixed chip. So manufacturer itself putting some instructions inside. So based on your instructions, it will function. So later on days, people are manufacturing these empty ROM chips, like called PROM chips. You can program it. So you got an empty ROM chip, so you can write a program and run the program inside your ROM chip. Okay, but you can write it, but you cannot rewrite it. You can't erase it, you can't modify it. That is called a ROM chip. Programmable read-only memory. You can program once, not multiple times. Next is erasable programmable read-only memory. Means whatever the programmable memory thing is there, we can able to erase it. Means what we done a program, but you don't not it's not working. You don't like it. You can erase it, but you cannot rewrite it. That's the last one is EPROM chips. These EPROM chips are rewritable chips. Okay? EPROM chips are rewritable chips. Means you can write a program and you want to change that one, or you want to add a new one, or you want to remove something. Like you can change what are the written inside using some emulators. Okay. That is EPROM chip. EPROM chips are rewritable. And currently we are using this EPROM chip as our ROM chips. Yes, again, ROM chips are fixed one. It contains a program called BIOS. Okay. The ROM chip contains a simple program inside, which is while manufacturing itself, it is. Okay. So this ROM chip has a program called BIOS. The program name is BIOS. It is nothing but a firmware, or firmware, you can spell firmware. Afternoon effect are what it is. People are okay. So ROM chip has a program called BIOS program. The program name is BIOS. It is nothing but firmware. That's why ROM chip is also called as BIOS chip. For our computer, we call it as a BIOS. Guys, these firmwares will be in every device, in your mobile, your TV, your laptop, your desktop. So all these devices having the firmware inside. Maybe it is the name is BIOS or not, we don't know, but it contains certain firmware. The purpose of firmware or firmware, okay, purpose of firmware or firmware is it helps you to boot your system. When you power on your system should understand first. System needs some instructions. Systems need some instruction to turn on the system. So that is will done by this BIOS chip only. The firmware will give firmware nothing but instructions inside. Okay. BIOS, basic input output system. It helped you boot your system. It helped your system to check primary devices are working or not. Okay, that is called a post operation. So your BIOS help your system to do power on self-test operations. When you power on your system at time of post, your BIOS will recognize the devices. BIOS will recognize your hardware devices. What RAM you are inserted, what CPU is inserted, so from what time the system is on. Okay, that it is. What hard disk is inserted. So it will check it each and every hardware device. It recognizes the devices at the boot time. It will tell you what is the priority order of operating system loading. So in our systems, we have different priority orders. Okay, so OS has to be loaded from CD-ROM or pen drive or hard disk or network. That list of priority is given by your BIOS only. And BIOS also helps your operating system access hardware devices. Okay, so what is this BIOS? BIOS is a firmware. Upgraded version of BIOS is UEFI. This is a new version of BIOS, Unified Extensible Firmware Interface. BIOS is also called some legacy. Okay, it means it support MBR type of partition things. Some partition related. I'm not going right now that one. Simple to understand, guys. What is this BIOS chip contains? It contains some instructions and your hardware related data. BIOS chip contains some instructions. So then when you power on your system, how to load that instructions. Okay, to do certain tasks like post operations. And BIOS also recognize your hardware devices. And BIOS also will tell how to load OS from your hard disk or CD-ROM like that. Okay, this is about a simple form of BIOS. So when you power on your system, it will load its hardware information. Different BIOS manufacturers also there. Example, AMI BIOS, American Megatrend Inc., Advert, Phonics, BIOS also. This is AMI BIOS. Okay, guys, understand what is ROM and BIOS?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So BIOS means it's a firmware. It's like a software or a program which is inside your ROM chip. Again, what is this BIOS settings? BIOS setting, why it is important? In a BIOS settings, the date and time will run continuous. Okay, so in a BIOS, data time will run. Okay, data time. In BIOS, you have a hardware, your hardware information is there in the BIOS. Okay, your hardware information is there in the BIOS. Okay, you can enable or disable some hardware features in the BIOS. You have your boot priorities in your BIOS. Okay, so your running date and time will done by continuous running of date and time is done by your BIOS only. And your hardware features, your hardware, different hardware like enabling, disabling certain hardware features, you can do it in BIOS settings. You can change your boot priority from which device you should want to check for loading operating system, then you can change the boot priorities. Okay. You can check your system configuration. What is your CPU? What is your RAM? What is your hard disk and SSDs? Okay. So you can tell about this thing. Okay. So this is about a BIOS setting. But how to go to BIOS setting? When you power on your system, sometimes either on the top corners or bottom corners, either left or right, it shows a setup like a BIOS or setup key kind of stuff. So if you press that one, like F2 or like that, you can press it, so it will take you to the BIOS. Or otherwise, depends upon your system, the BIOS keys will be different. In the olden days, we used del delete button to get into the BIOS. Okay, other than that one, different system having different types of keys enter into the BIOS. Okay, you can change your date and time once you are entered into the BIOS. Okay, using BIOS key you will go. So once you are entered into inside, you can change date and time. You can set a BIOS password. The BIOS password is not your operating system password. It is only for accessing BIOS passwords only for to protect from unauthorized access to your BIOS settings. So that password is not your operating system. You can change boot priorities. You can enable, disable the hardware related features. Once everything completed, save and exit also. Okay. So this is a one screen of BIOS setting. It is may different from one system to another system. Depends upon the system manufacturer, BIOS manufacturers kind of stuff. Okay. This is the first screen, like it is showing date and time. If you want, you can change the date and time. Okay. Also, you can verify the devices. What's processor it is, i7 4th generation. Okay. And you can also get your cache memory, 4 GB, 4 MB cache memory, 1000 GB hard disk. Okay. And CD-ROM is SATA CD-ROM. It's not a CD-ROM, it is DVD writer itself. Okay. RAM is total memory. Total memory means RAM. Okay. 8192 means 8 GB RAM, 1600 megahertz speed connectivity. Okay. So you can get your CPU, memory, hard disk details from your BIOS setting. Also, you can set your date and time as per your requirement. You can enable, disable hardware related features also. You can provide a password to protect from unauthorized access to your BIOS settings. Boot priorities. Boot priorities are CD-ROM. As per this list, CD-ROM is first one, then removable device, some hard disk and boot. I can change my boot priorities to my hard disk drive is the first priority. Hard drive is a first priority. So what happened? When I start my PC, it will take operating system from hard disk first. If it is there, no problem, it will load from the hard disk itself. That's it. Okay. So boot priority means system will verify is any bootable devices there inserted in this devices or not. Like its voice is there in CD-ROM? No. Then check it in a pen drive. Is any pen drive USB drive connected with a operating system files? No. Means then go for next hard drive. Okay. The hard drive contains OS. Yes, it is there and load OS. It's like that. It is boot priorities. Okay. So this is called a BIOS setting, guys. So why we should go to the BIOS setting is to change something or to check something. Checking of hardware configurations, or you want to change about date and time, hardware configurations, or boot priorities, and securing your BIOS settings from another access, you can able to do it. Okay. Again, this is my BIOS chip, means my ROM chip. It contains so many things, right? Already pre-built data is there. What are what are the things in your motherboards? All the information is there in your BIOS chip only. Okay. But what are the changes you are making? You change date and time, or you change your whatever it is. BIOS. Yeah. You change hardware settings. You're given a password for your BIOS. You are change date and time. Okay. So boot priorities you have changed. What are the changes you have done? That is temporarily only. In a BIOS, it stores temporarily, not permanent changes. Okay. You can't do permanent changes. It is all the changes you have done in a BIOS. Settings are, yeah, whatever you change, it is temporary only. The temporary things will be gone automatically when system is shut down, right? If power is off, system is shut down. These temporary things will be gone. You may know or don't know, but I'm telling. If you see any featured phones, small phone, keypad phones, okay? If you see that small phone, keypad phones, okay? So you are use it for a few days. Later, you remove your battery and reinsert the battery and check it. All recent call data will be gone. Okay. So recent data is gone and your date and time is changed to some factory default. Date and time is go to the factory default. Okay. So all the settings you change it, entire thing will go to the factory default. Same thing for your BIOS. So BIOS, what are the things you have changed? By setting you change, it won't store inside. It's a temporary one only. Okay. So whenever power is off, when you shut down your PC, the data in the temporary data in the BIOS chip will be gone. Permanent data is permanent, it will be safe always. Okay, when you shut down your PC, the data is gone, means we need some power supply. So we take some battery, we're giving continuous power supply using this battery. The battery is actually lithium battery, 3 volts battery. We are providing continuous power supply to your BIOS. Okay, I'm also having this setup. See this? So a battery, which is lithium 3 volts battery, are used to provide a continuous power supply to your BIOS chip. If this continuous power supply is there, even you shut down your PC, the continuous power supply is there for BIOS. So all these things like date and time changes, BIOS passwords, any hardware related settings you change it, configuration you have done, boot priorities you change it. So they'll be like that only, they won't be changed. If no battery and you shut down your PC means everything is lost. Everything is reset back to the factory default. Okay, guys, this is lithium 3 volts battery, also called as BIOS battery or CMOS battery. To keep data, we use CMOS battery. Okay, even you shut down your PC, so this data won't be gone automatically because of the battery power supply. As CMOS means it's a chip technology to manufacturing any chips. We use the technology called CMOS, like NMOS, CMOS kind of concept only. Okay, CMOS is a technology. Using CMOS technology, they build your processor, RAM, ROM, everything only. This 3 volts supply is enough to keep running your CMOS chip, which is CMOS BIOS chip. Okay. Uh, again, in case this BIOS battery is removed, so what happened? No additional power supply anyway, so this CMOS battery is removed, or no power supply inside. Okay, so what happened? You remove the BIOS battery and reinsert it, you power on your system, entire factory data is went to the factory default. Entire configuration you done in the BIOS will be changed to factory default. Okay, so it will throw an error when you power on your system. It throw CMOS checksum bad or CMOS checksum error. So first time we are getting means the BIOS battery is open and removed and reinserted. The BIOS battery is removed and reinserted. Okay, possibility that one. Next one is your BIOS continuously you are getting this CMOS checksum error. So today you got it, tomorrow you are getting, day after tomorrow. It means mostly it is the battery is low power or no power. So purchase new battery. Earlier it is 10 rupees. Now it is around less than 50 rupees itself. So you have to insert the new battery. Remove the old one, insert a new one. And change as requirements into the BIOS. That's it. Okay. If your battery, your CMOS battery is low power or no power, and when you power on your system, you will get this CMOS checksum bad. Okay. So in that cases, check the battery, replace the battery. So see this battery which powers CMOS BIOS memory is called CMOS battery. CMOS batteries are made up of lithium 3 volts battery. Okay. If you remove the battery, that what are the CMOS data is there, it is going to be factory default. Okay. Understand, guys?
Yes, sir.
Then we have to discuss about motherboard. Small parts only motherboard, SMPS, so both are very small. So then we'll discuss about a secondary storages tomorrow. So today we'll discuss about this motherboard. Okay. And SMPS. We'll see, maybe at least some few are not required depth technical discussion. But hard disk and SSD compulsory, we should know what is it is and differences. So we'll see if we have a time. Now better to take a break and somewhat increment is game. 1 second, then just wait.